Dr. Martens, skinheads. It's Sunday the 27th of November, and Inter Milan, one of Italy's best-known football clubs, are celebrating their 80th birthday. The fans have turned out in force, and amongst them you'll have no problem recognizing these familiar figures. Skinheads started as a white English working-class cult in the 60s. Though by no means all skinheads are racist, their image has become widely associated with British nationalism and with racist ideologies, with football clubs. Above all, they've acquired a fearsome reputation for violence. Today, over 20 years on, they're one of England's most successful export industries. Consider this evidence. Tonight on Reportage we've got two reports from opposite ends of Europe. One from Scandinavia and the other from Italy, in which we examine whether the humble British skin is poised to dominate the world. Sweden has an enviable reputation for tolerance. Refugees from less liberal societies like Chile and Iran have found a safe haven here. But times in Stockholm are changing. On the last day of November every year, Swedish nationalists march here to the patriotic monument of King Carl XII. For the past 2 years, their march has been disrupted and has become the occasion of head-on clashes between anti-fascist demonstrators and skinheads.
Last year, we stopped them right here. They gathered at the square up there and was supposed to march down the street here. And in the beginning, it was a lot of fighting here. So the police came and stopped it. We did this because we don't want the far right to spread the Nazi propaganda on our streets. We want Sweden clean from it.
Clearly they see the British skinhead movement as a role model, and of course it's not an accident that on one of their fanzines they feature on the cover a man called who is a convicted criminal in Britain and also a well-known National Front activist. These people provide a certain inspiration, an example to follow.
We spent most of the day trying to find some local skinheads. Finally, we tracked them down to a clubhouse here in the dockside area of Stockholm. When we got inside, we were confronted with around 20 skins, two of whom took up a position behind us, blocking off the door to the outside. The atmosphere got pretty ugly. In fact, they started making a few threats. We decided to get out of there fast. Out in the street, two of them unfurled a Nazi flag before they attacked our car. Later, we decided to give them a phone call, and they agreed to let our Swedish camera crew in there, though they wouldn't allow me back. The more extreme members of the group dissolved away and weren't on display to our camera. Despite there being a room full of skins present, they nominated a spokesman who claimed he wasn't a skinhead.
Nej, jag är inte skinhead själv, jag har aldrig varit, men jag har i bra många års tid hängt med skinheads. Och de flesta är jävligt bra killar. Det finns rötög här, liksom det finns överallt. Men majoriteten är jävligt bra snabbar som man kan lita på.
The swastikas were clearly visible on the walls of the clubhouse the first time we were there. They too had vanished.
Jo visst, men det kommer ett italienskt skinhead och så vidare. Och det är svartingar också som man ska göra.
Jag var i...
Spelar roll, det är italienare.
Jag var i London för vårat. Det är helt enkelt så. De står ut med samma villkor som vi gör. Så det är
frågan om nationalism, inte frågan om att hata en annan grupp. Inte frågan om att slå ihjäl folk för att de är svarta, för att de är judar eller gula eller vad fan det nu kan vara. Det är frågan om att vi håller ihop, vi som har samma värderingar i stort sett.
There have been two very serious incidents, one in which a young man who intervened to save a refugee from the violent attentions of these people, was killed, and in another incident, a group of skinheads attempted to drown an Iranian.
Peter, as we've called him for his own safety, has been attacked by skinheads in England in the past. We now know the real reason we got attacked in Stockholm was because we had Peter with us. Someone had tipped off the skins, and they knew exactly who he was. Basically, we'd walked into a trap. They left this message on film for Peter.
Jag tänkte hälsa till... Hon skulle ha varit med här ikväll. Nej. Men som Pepe Wig med svans mellan benen.
Eftersom den ska ju
om inte vi hittar dig, så finns det skinnhuvuden i varenda jävla land i hela Europa som kommer hitta dig. Ja. Och du kommer inte komma undan med det här.
Tonight, the Swedish right, including many Stockholm skinheads, are marching to this monument to try and lay a wreath. Other Swedes are committed to making sure they don't get there. That night, the centre of Stockholm, in the words of the local police, became a battlefield. Mounted riot squads were called in as 400 anti-racists tried to disrupt the skinhead march to the monument. Right-wingers and skinheads got there under heavy police protection, but 208 people were arrested, and amongst those present, you may recognise this guy. These skinheads are made in Italy. The boots are Dr. Martens steel toe caps, and they're made in Britain. San Siro Stadium. Inter Milan are playing at home on the club's 80th birthday. There's a party atmosphere on the terraces. The celebrations are most exuberant on the East Stand, where Inter Milan's most hardcore fans are to be found. The image they've chosen to adopt doesn't come from their own country's culture.
Sì, è nato in Inghilterra e noi ammiriamo di fatti il fatto, la cultura inglese la ammiriamo perché ha creato queste forme di espressione. Però ora come ora si è europeizzato, ormai i confini non esistono praticamente più, per cui non puoi dire esiste uno stile italiano, uno stile inglese, puoi dire che esiste, è quello che speriamo noi, appunto creare un'unità d'Europa, uno stile omogeneo in tutta l'Europa.
That Italian skins should be concerned with style is hardly surprising. They have nicely designed membership cards. But just as you start toying with the idea that these are designer skins, they do something like this.
This one's for all the skinheads and all the nationalists in all Europe. It's called Europe Awake.
Aside from football, the rise of the Euroskin is closely connected with music. Skinhead bands like Screwdriver had an open association with the British National Front. Now, Screwdriver have formed the Blood and Honor movement, dedicated to promoting white racism in Europe.
Francesi, tedeschi, poi ascoltiamo, noi siamo in collegamento con molte band, però penso che gli Screwdriver siano la migliore skin band che sia mai esistita e che mai esisterà. Un esempio da seguire.
Screwdriver were the main attraction at a Rock Against Communism concert that was due to have taken place back in May in Brest in France. At the last minute the concert was cancelled and skinheads who had gathered there from all over Europe went on the rampage attacking black and Arab immigrants. On the terraces at Inter Milan, we met a man who claimed to be one of the original skin godfathers of Milan, though he'd grown his hair long to avoid trouble with the police. He claimed he'd been there at Brest.
Cioè gli immigrati non è vero che non siate a cercarli, la gente passava di lì, poi basta che una persona, si sa, visto che non si va d'accordo e sono successi i casini. Però non è che è stata una caccia di immigrato di dire, cioè c'è stato solo con alcuni uno scontro fisico, non è stato tutto quello che è stato scritto sui giornali.
Les deux descendent et disent tiens, voilà un nègre. Sale nègre, je vais te casser la gueule. Et à un moment, j'ai entendu l'un d'entre eux, le conducteur en l'occurrence, un grand élancé, vêtu tout de noir, au crâne rasé. Je l'ai entendu dire qu'est-ce qu'on fait? On l'achève ou on le laisse ainsi?
Cioè per me, i negri devono stare nei loro paesi e basta. Cioè uno può dire che il bianco è nato prima lì, però cioè, loro è una razza che cioè, per me è inferiore. Come per me e come per gli altri miei amici, cioè non c'è problema.
Marco and Dario don't have many friends. Being merely 90 skinheads strong in a city of nearly 4 million largely unsympathetic citizens means they have to go carefully. Their vision of a united white Europe shows no sign of becoming a reality. In any event, the Interskins enjoyed their day out. On the 80th birthday of the club, Inter Milan won, 1-0. On Wednesday's programme, those items on Euroskins provoked a number of phone calls. With the exception of one from a National Front supporter, they were all from skinheads who were concerned that our reports connected Euroskins with racism and that this reflected badly on them. Well, those reports weren't about